Hello and welcome to another Sprues and Brews unboxing. Today we're looking at the new Warbringer Nemesis Titan for Adeptus Titanicus. Now, I've been a fan of this Titan since we saw the 40k version way back, and yeah, I've always really wanted to pick one up. So now that I can get a teeny tiny one for Adeptus Titanicus, that is really cool. So if you don't know, this is the kind of the big siege Titan with a quake cannon on its back. The arm mounts are the same as on the Reaver. So you can switch your weapons there if you've got them magnetised, which is really cool. And in a new move, it comes with all the terminals and weapon cards as well, which is really cool. So let's crack this open and have a look what we get inside. And there we go, a nice box filled with plastic frames. So let's get these out and have a nosy what's in here. So it's quite a big kit really. We've got a big frame here, which looks like it's got the main body of the Titan, which is cool. It looks like they're all unique sprues, so it doesn't look like any of this is shared with the Reaver, which is a similar size to it. And as ever, really detailed kit. I mean, the parts on here, it's crazy. It's pretty much a scaled down version of the 40k version, which we've seen on all the other Titans for Adeptus Titanicus. It's so cool. I do really enjoy putting these Titans together. One of the really cool things about these Adeptus Titanicus kits are the fact that the armour plates come on a separate frame. So you're probably going to have these a separate colour than the main chassis. So what they've done is put them all on one frame to make it a lot easier to spray these up and get them painted before you snip them out and attach them to the model. So yeah, I think that's a really good idea, and yeah, the thought that goes into designing these kits is something special for the Adeptus Titanicus stuff. We then get a final frame with all the weapons. And again, as we've seen on some other Titanicus kits, all the weapons are on one frame, which means that when the inevitable volcano cannon armed version comes out, they can put out a separate box with a separate frame in there, so you can switch out the weapon. I love this massive quake cannon. It is so cool. It's, you know, ridiculous massive siege Titan. You can't really go wrong there, can you? But yeah, lots of cool parts there. You haven't got as much modularity of the weapon options in this one, but like I say, the Reaver arms are compatible, which is really handy. So let's see what else we get in the box. So base-wise, it looks like it's the same kind of base as a Reaver, which is to be expected because it's just like a bigger Reaver really. We get a transfer sheet. I don't know if this is a new one. It looks new. Yeah, it's a new unique one to this kit. So that's pretty handy. I know Forge World have put out some transfer sheets for a number of Legios now, but yeah, if they're not available yet, or you just want a generic looking Titan, these are really good for that. And then finally, we get a nice little packet with all the rules and everything in. So if you've not played Adeptus Titanicus, a lot of the rules and essentially what you'd get from a codex in 40k as an equivalent are on these cards. So these essentially show the power of the Titan, its remaining shield, and what weapon options it's got. So it's really cool to see these included in the box, because previously you had to buy these separately. Now it is a kind of a thin card version. It's perfectly fine for playing with. It doesn't have perforations for your pins though, so bear that in mind if you are picking it up. I believe you can get a heavy cardstock version available separately. It comes in a pack with one of each type of Titan, so that is an option if you want them. And likewise, having the weapon cards in there is really good. It means we don't all have to go out and buy a new updated pack of weapon cards. But yeah, this thing looks really cool. I mean, the quake cannon is mental, really. 5-inch blast, concussive quake, strength 9. Yeah, that's going to hurt. All the points values for everything are on the terminals itself, so the Warbringer you can see is 325 points base, and then you add the weapons. So yeah, there's a really nice way of doing it. The only downside I suppose is that they can't maybe amend the points as easily as they can in Age of Sigmar or 40k further down the line, but at the end of the day they could always print new terminals if something is wildly out of whack. So we'll put those to one side and have a quick look through the instruction manual to get an idea of how easy this thing is to put together. So if we zoom out a little bit here. So yeah, all the Titanicus kits have got really nice instructions, as most Games Workshop kits do at the moment. And yeah, it looks like this is going to go together really nice. I know some people have found some of these kits a bit fiddly. Just take your time and think about what sub-assemblies you need when you're painting it up. I'd recommend leaving all the panels off. Even says on the guide here, painting them all separately before you build it. It's just going to make your life a lot easier. And then yeah, we've got the big old cannon on the top. Now I don't know how removable that section is. From the looks of this, you could keep that as a sub-assembly. In fact, it recommends to. And then if there is a separate weapon build down the line, you might be able to swap out that whole gun mount, which is pretty cool. The anti-air guns don't do anything in game, unfortunately, but they look really cool. So I'm glad they've included those on it. So yeah, and there's some painted examples. So as the newest Titan to the game, there's not really many Titans they've got left that they could do. I love the Warbringer, it looks really ace. I was going to get one to paint up anyway, regardless of if I was using it in game or not. I am intrigued what we'll see in the future. I know there's been talk of corrupted Titans, which will be really cool. And maybe some of the bigger Titans like the Imperator and stuff like that. But yeah, that's a quick look at the Warbringer Nemesis Titan. We'll have a few more Adeptus Titanicus videos going up in the next couple of days, so stay tuned if you want some more.